If you can wait a year, you can make a ton of money.
All the stuff that I described that was really tough was not as hard as me quitting my job.
Extraordinary accomplishments come from doing ordinary things for extraordinary periods of time.
And I think for me, that's given me a lot of comfort in hard times. You probably don't want to be normal.
You know, like, hey, mom and dad, I just want to say thanks so much for always believing in me. I was like, I won't say that.
What people offer me every day for my time is usually between $25,000 and $50,000 an hour.
$10+ million sitting in the bank today.
Oh, no, way more than that.
$1 billion. Sounds pretty overwhelming, right? Do you think you could make $1 billion? Alex Hormozi broke the internet in 2022 and experienced little to no growth until the massive tsunami we all witnessed on social media 5 years later.
What's going on, everybody? I am coming to you with one that I'm excited about. And like, I'm so afraid to talk about something that like, I want to make sure I'm legit.
But what makes Alex Hormozi especially worth studying is that he had absolutely nothing special. He had no particular edge, like very specific knowledge, for instance, like Bill Gates, who knew how to code and no one knew how to code. He surfed no wave, contrary to crypto or AI people, for example. And he was not especially in the right place, contrary to Steve Jobs, for example, who was born in Silicon Valley. Alex had nothing special on paper. Yet, before he turned 33, he was already worth more than $100 million. And I can tell you something, this was no luck. Okay, he was born as a white man in the US, so very lucky on a world scale. But among the white people born in the US, he had nothing special. So the questions I was obsessed with were, how the f did Alex Hormozi become who he is? And what can we learn from it? After watching tens of hours of his content, I have found the 3 pillars of his success. And you can copy them to inevitably reach that. What's funny is that nothing I've discovered is magical or hard to do, but I bet you probably won't do it. Prove me wrong by subscribing to this channel, hitting the like button, and commenting "I will surpass Hormozi." Prepare to rewrite your perceptions of limits. Welcome to the fast lane of success. Alright, to understand the profound lessons that made Hormozi so rich, we have to go back to the beginnings of his business. So let's dive into the story of a man who turned his vision into a $70 million empire. This is Alex. His entrepreneurship story started with nothing. He sincerely wanted to become successful and rich as an entrepreneur, but he didn't know shit. He just had a strong interest in bodybuilding, therefore he decided to open his gym. That's a business after all, right? But he didn't know anything about how to manage a gym. So the first interesting thing is that he approached it very intelligently. Instead of rushing headlong like an animal, he started by calling every successful gym owners in the US. Asking them how they did it, what were their recipe, their secrets. He even offered to work for free for one of them, solely intending to learn. He invested his time, which would later be proven worth it. After 6 months, he left to open his own crappy gyms with his savings. Thanks to the lessons he had learned, patience and hard work, he found great success. In only 3 years, reinvesting the profit from one to open another, he expanded to 6 gyms. Alex could have continued on this path and experienced linear growth, but he wanted to become a billionaire. To achieve that, you need leverage, and he didn't have enough of that. Each new gym required the same incremental cost of energy, time, and money, which couldn't be scaled. So he came up with a brilliant idea. His unique value was in successfully opening gyms. He was one of the best in the world at that. He knew how to package offers, market the masses, sign clients, upsell them, etc., i.e. building very profitable gyms quickly. Hence, he decided to focus on that and started opening gyms for other people, leaving admin, finance, legal, real estate, installation, everything to the real owners. You get it? This was much more manageable, as in just 2 years, he was able to expand to 32 new locations. Man, life was good.
Life is good, you know what I mean?
Well, actually, not that much. This business model wasn't completely scalable yet, because Alex still had to invest his own time and energy each time. He had to fly to a location in the US, live there for a month, work like crazy, and then start again somewhere else. Basically, he was like a premium slave that he chose to be. Then, by chance being talking to his customers, he found out that gym owners were willing to pay a hefty price, $40,000, for his knowledge, to learn how to launch successfully their own gyms by themselves. He then began to train and guide his clients and scale his licensing to 4,000 locations in 4 years. Do you see how brilliant it is? Just by repackaging his offer, he was able to do something that would have never been possible even in lifetime with his previous business model, and that he would have burned out trying to do.
So I had my brick and mortar gyms, and then I scaled to a done-for-you turnaround business, and then I scaled to licensing.
That's what I call a learning curve. In less than 10 years, he went from nothing to a business that makes millions to this point. With this model, Alex pocketed a net profit of more than $1 million every single month and eventually sold his company for $50 million in 2021. Awesome, right? But not enough for Alex, who wanted to truly achieve an amazing success. To become a billionaire, he needs to play even bigger games. Now that he had cash, the best thing he could do was to leverage it. That's why, since 2021, he launched acquisition.com. His goal now is to buy equity in companies that make a few $1,000,000 a year, help them reach a new order of magnitude, making like in the 10th of millions in revenue, then sell his equity, making a big profit doing so. That's why he puts so much effort in pushing so much content online. His ultimate goal is to have all of the great companies that make a few $1,000,000 wanting to work with acquisition.com. That's why he's practically giving away his book and providing so much value for free. He's not after your money. He wants your recognition so that he can grow his wealth by investing in your company. So there we are. This was the life of Alex Hormozi. This might seem a little bit overwhelming, and you might think, wow, he's so smart, I would never have come up with these ideas. But it's very important to remember that this happened over several years, not overnight, and it was the result of hard work and dedication. Alex didn't do anything extraordinary. He just did what needed to be done over an extraordinary long period of time. That is his secret. So, you remember I told you about 3 pillars of his success. Here they are. First, he avoided over-intellectualization. This is what paralyzes most people. Alex had a perfect balance between thinking and action. He thought a lot. Otherwise, he would have stuck with his first business model of opening gyms because it worked. But if he had thought too much, he would never have started because it was clear from the beginning that just opening gyms would never have made him a billionaire. Think about that. Secondly, he took massive actions. Constant hustle, always doing his skills. Just for an example, with content, it's been 7 years that he never missed a release schedule. Can you believe that? In one of his videos, he said that you can't complain about your results if you don't do an action at least 100 times a day. So, this action that brings you closer to your success. Do you do it 100 times a day? And lastly, let's talk about the elephant in the room, testosterone. We know it's not natural at this point, and it's clear that this godsend hormone helped him maintain his determination and focus over the years. That's his somewhat unfair artificial advantage, but I had to cover it. As they say, fortune favors the bold, and Alex is a testament to that. From running a single gym to owning a $70-million empire, Alex's journey is a fascinating case study in ambition, persistence, and smart strategy. It's not just about having a dream, but taking the right actions to make this dream a reality. You don't need to be Alex to reach your own level of success, but learning from his journey, his wins and losses might just give you the edge to conquer your own mountains. So don't just dream, act. If you like this video, help the algorithm notice by liking, commenting, and more importantly, subscribing. On this channel, I will share with you the mindset and the necessary understanding to reach a massive and lasting success. If you're hungry and foolish, determined, and done bullshitting yourself, we were meant to meet.